Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 508.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to hit tip number 4 in our series of how to save tens of thousands of dollars. If you haven't listened to tip number 1, go back and listen to the other tips that I've already recorded. Although they don't build on each other, they're all separate. So you actually could listen to this one first and then go back and listen to number 1 and number 2. But I know you're going to want to listen to all of the ideas that I have in this series because they are powerful ways for you to save tens of thousands of dollars. And again, I think sometimes we get all caught up in small amounts of money that we're trying to save. And that's good too. That's, everything is great in terms of coupons or, foregoing lattes or all of that common stuff that you hear. But you don't hear a lot about how to save tens of thousands of dollars. There are strategies that I use in my everyday life that make that much of a difference. And I realized not everybody was doing them and not everybody was talking about them. And so I wanted to really make a point of how you can learn how to save tens of thousands of dollars, because most of these are very easy to put into practice and they're very easy to follow. It comes down to almost more of a philosophy at times in understanding different things like opportunity cost. But in this example, on this particular tip, this is a hard money tip in terms of what to do with your money that's going to literally save you more. On this tip, we're going to talk about saving thousands of dollars over the lifetime of your mortgage. And there's very specific ways that I think you should and should not do that. So I want you to be really listening closely with me and making sure that you understand the ones that I do recommend, because there are ways that I definitely don't recommend that you do this. And when I've recommended this in the past, some people have jumped to a conclusion to do it their way. And I realized, oh my goodness, they're not understanding exactly what I've told them to do. I don't mean to be putting anyone down. I just mean to be saying, I want to be super clear on the way to do it, because there is a way that is going to cost you a lot of money to do it, that is not even going to make it worthwhile. And there is a way to do it right where you're going to save thousands of dollars and pay off your mortgage sooner. So I want to be really, really clear on how to do it and how not to do it, okay? So let's get started talking about this. So my favorite way to save money on your mortgage is to pay 1/12 extra on your mortgage, or 2/12 extra, which is 1/6. More on your mortgage. Now, why do I say 1/12 extra? Because we pay our mortgage in months. So our mortgage payments are 12 months a year. So if you take your monthly mortgage payment and divide it by 12, and you add that additional 1/12 each month, that means at the end of the year, you'll have paid one full extra payment, or 13 payments instead of 12. So that's why I always say pay 1/12 extra. You can take your monthly payment, divide by 12, and that will give you the amount to add on to your current monthly premium every month. And that will give you one extra payment by the end of the year, which will make a tremendous amount of difference in your overall premium payment. So let me give you an example. Let's say your monthly mortgage principal and interest was $1,520 a month. You divide that by 12, you get $126.66. Let's round it up to $127. So you add $127 onto your $1,520, you get $1,647 a month that you're now paying. That means at the end of the year, you'll have one full extra payment made. What that does is that shortens your mortgage years. You'll pay off your mortgage 4 years and 5 months earlier, and you will have saved $41,629. Pretty good. Here's the thing. You can do 1/12, you can do 2/12. Obviously, if you pay more, you're going to have more dramatic results because every month that you're paying more and every year that you're paying one extra payment, you're accumulating more savings in your mortgage interest. So you're paying less the more that you pay. So what if you paid 2/12 or 1/6 more, meaning a couple of $100 extra per month on your mortgage? Well, the savings would be more dramatic. So if your mortgage payment was $1,520 and you paid an extra $254, you would save $70,641 and pay off your mortgage 7 years and 7 months in advance. Pretty cool, huh? So there is a mortgage calculator, and I will post it in the show notes and on my website show notes so you can calculate your own mortgage savings. You can put in what your prepayment amount is, what your current interest rate is, what your current principal is that you owe, and how many years you have left on your mortgage, and it will calculate for you the savings in terms of interest savings and also the number of years that you're shortening your mortgage by, years and months. So the thing that's really cool about the way I'm telling you to do this, which is just to add this on to your mortgage payment. Now, my mortgage, I do have a mortgage. I do believe in carrying mortgage debt. I think it's a very tax advantage thing to do. I think it's great to get tax benefits from the government and be able to itemize interest. I also believe that interest is so cheap that it is a really smart thing to do to have cheap mortgage money. So I am not in the camp of paying off your mortgage early, but I am in the camp of paying extra on your mortgage so you can pay it off sooner. Now that does make sense because I'm not putting a whole chunk of money towards paying off 4% interest mortgage money, and I can invest that money instead. We've talked about opportunity cost. To me, it makes more sense to put larger chunks of money toward investing and have a mortgage. You get the tax advantages from the government, you save money in tax that way, and you are getting really cheap money. Mortgage money is the cheapest money out there. So to me, it makes sense to use debt wisely and to have a mortgage. The way that I'm telling you to do this is important for you to follow exactly because it's not going to cost you any additional fees. You don't need approval from your bank. All you need to do is set up your automatic drafts from your checking account to go pay your mortgage like you normally do. You don't need any approval from your bank. This is no cost. There is no obligation. You can stop doing the extra payments anytime you want. For example, if you lost your job and couldn't make the extra $200 a month payment, you just stop doing the extra $200 a month. You still make your regular mortgage payment, of course, but you don't make the extra. You can stop it and start it at any time. There's no fee, there's no recourse or no negative action. It's simply voluntary on your part. The other thing you can do, option number 2, is simply to make one extra payment a year. Let's say you get a bonus at the end of the year. You could take part of that and make one extra mortgage payment. And you could do that all in one chunk, just one time a year. Again, you don't need any approval from the bank. There is no fee to do it. And you simply just pay it with your regular mortgage payment. Just pay that extra amount. And you're going to pay down your mortgage not quite as fast as if you do it monthly, because you won't have the monthly amortization, but you'll have annual amortization. And you will still save thousands of dollars in interest doing it under option number 2 at the end of the year. Option number 3 is what I don't want you to do. There are programs through banks where they can sign you up to pay every 2 weeks. If you do that, you are committing to that higher payment amount, you don't have any flexibility, and they're charging you fees to do it. I don't want you to sign up through the bank. You don't need to. You don't need their approval. There is no program you need to sign up. In fact, I'm telling you, do not sign up through the bank to make bi-monthly payments. You see, option number 3 is actually paying twice a month. And to do that, it's costing your bank more because they have to handle your payment twice a month. So they're going to charge you for that. They're going to charge you fees. And so I don't recommend that you make 2 payments a month. I recommend that you make 1 payment a month, but you're paying 1/12 extra or 2/12 extra so that at the end of the year, you've paid 1 or 2 extra payments. So you're making 1 payment a month, not 2. So again, I want to be really clear on that. I do not recommend that you sign up for bi-monthly payments through your bank. Banks can charge a lot of fees, anywhere from a $300 startup fee to $2.50 to $10 a month. You don't need to pay that. If you do it my way, option number 1, you won't have any extra fees to pay. In fact, there was a case where the U.S. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau sued a company, Ohio-based Nationwide Biweekly Administration, in 2015 because they accused it of misleading customers about the savings on these biweekly payments. They were charging a startup fee of $995 plus a yearly administrative fee of up to $101. So someone who signed up with a 30-year mortgage of $160,000 at 4.5% would have to stay in the program for 9 years to recoup their fees. So Nationwide suspended their operations after the lawsuit was filed. But that is what you don't want to do, okay? I just have to be very clear. You're not making 2 payments a month. You're making 1 payment a month and you're paying extra, okay? Option 1 and option 2 are great. Option 3 is terrible. So make sure you're really clear on what I said, okay? And I don't mean to be harping on that, but just option number 3 is a really bad deal, and I've seen it recommended by a lot of people out there. So I want to make sure you're not doing number 3. Now there is also option number 4, I guess, which is that you could refi into a 15-year loan. And a lot of people are also recommending that you refi into a 15-year loan. And here's why I don't like that option. If you refi into a 15-year loan, you're committing to a lot higher payment. You're locked into that payment for 15 years. So you're paying $300, $400, $500 a month extra for 15 years. I've seen people get into trouble with losing their job or having medical issues for one reason or another. That extra cash flow that they committed to on the 15-year mortgage has been really hard for them, and in some cases it's been financial disaster for them. So I don't like it because you're locked into it and you don't have any flexibility. Versus in my option number 1, everything is voluntary. You can stop at any time. But with getting a 15-year mortgage, you're committed to that. And if you miss a payment for any reason, the bank can start foreclosure proceedings. The other thing is, if you ever wanted to rent out your house and you have a 15-year mortgage, it makes it that much harder to cash flow. In fact, in a lot of times, it's going to cause negative cash flow for you. So you're not going to be able to have a positive cash flow that you would have if you had a 30-year mortgage. So again, I like 30-year mortgages. I don't like 15-year mortgages. Even though, yes, you can save some money on 15-year mortgages, I would much rather have you put that extra $300 a month into an investment account. Again, opportunity cost. Why pay off 3 or 4% money when you might be able to earn more in an investment account? And over the long term, again, we're looking at 20, 30 years for your investing. Over the long term, you should be able to get much higher than that. So I'm not a fan of 15-year mortgages. If you've already done it, that's okay. But if you're looking at it, I don't recommend it. If you want to know my opinion, I don't recommend it. Get a 30-year mortgage, fixed rate only, not variable. If you have a variable, lock it in with a fixed rate right now because interest rates are going up. Lock in these lower rates and pay extra on your mortgage. If you pay an extra couple $100 a month, you could easily have it paid off in 15 years. So in my first example, of the $1,500 a month mortgage, if you paid 2/12 or 1/6 more, that would be $300 extra a month. And that would pay your mortgage off 8 years and 6 months faster. So you'd shave off 8 years and 6 months off of your 30-year mortgage. Well done. So those are my ideas for saving tens of thousands of dollars on mortgages. Just paying a little bit extra each month. Even if you can't afford $100 extra a month, just put $20 extra a month. Any extra amount you can pay will pay down that interest faster and will help pay your mortgage off faster. So anything you can do, even a small amount, even if you can't make one extra payment a year, just doing a partial, that's fine. Just pay a little bit extra and you're saving interest, and it, in the end, will save you tens of thousands of dollars. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.